I like Faceless Rager. Hogsheed is great. Vanguard is good. Like Skystalker. Sandstorm. Valfiend's amazing. Scorpion's also good, but I really like Valfiend. I haven't had a Valfiend in a while, so I kind of want to have a Valfiend. I think they're having a Bloodlust. Doomhammer. Alright, we'll try it. Falcon's really good in Shaman. This card should be good. We do have a Murloc from the Hogsheed, actually. This gets better because we do have a Doomhammer, and sometimes you actually need to use it for trading, and then killing becomes actually necessary. Otherwise, I do like this card more. Maybe as a duplicate to really happen to draw. Possible, yeah. I feel like it's more likely you probably just... I mean, you wouldn't draft duplicates. It depends how his draft went, right? Like, you wouldn't draft a single duplicate. Once you have like a... It's one thing when you have a Zephyrs in your deck, but when you have a Zephyrs and a Dragon Queen in your deck, you don't pick any duplicate for any reason. It doesn't matter if it's swipe against Wisp. You take fucking Wisp, right? You know. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. Falcon has a higher win rate than Kartit. It's not that surprising. I do like a Vivid Spores. Vivid Spores is like very obviously like win harder, but like it's like the most win harder card in the game. Just if you are winning, you win hardest. There's not really any card in the game that wins the game more for you once you're ahead. So we have 2 of these win harder cards, so at this point we pretty much just need to try to actually get to the point where we can actually win, right? Should be the priority. I really wish I could have both of these, because this is like the best 2-drop. Other than Vilefiend, this is, and maybe even better than Vilefiend, like this is like actually the best 2-drop in the game, and this is a really good 1-drop also. Probably, I don't know. Probably more important to have the 2-drop, actually. I don't want to safeguard. Argus is probably not that good. We'll take the Scorpion. Okay. Okay. I would like actual proactive ones also, if I could, but it's up against this. These are all good. It's a very good 2-drop. It's not as good as the new 2-drop, but... It's probably gonna be more useful. This is better on turn 1, but this is better on every other turn. I don't know. Even though we have like no 3-drops at all, probably need to take it. Scheme, Bone Wraith, Devour. All cards we want in this deck. Yeah. Real PX, thanks for the follow. These are all cards we would like in this deck. We don't really want to scheme with Vivid Spores and Bloodlust. That doesn't make that much sense. Try not this. It does feel like a Shavara deck. We have stuff like Shavara, Explosive Evolution was pretty good. As much as 9-drops suck with Shavara, but so good. Firehawk's good. Scarab can give you Hex, which is really nice, but Firehawk has been, it's surprising, like I feel like you don't see a lot of Firehawks right now, but man, like it's really good sometimes. Like I've won so many games from just playing like an 8-3, and then you play like a 3-mana 8-3 on like turn 3 or 4, and your opponent just can't kill it, and then you just lose the game. It's obviously like it only has 3 health, so it gets removed, but a lot of times your opponent doesn't have their removal. It's just really good. Marsh Spawn. We have a couple spells. Our spells are gonna be kind of hard to combo with this. I think we still take it because we still need 3-drops, and this is a 3-drop. It's gonna be kind of hard to actually trigger it with the spell, but even as a 3/4, it's probably still the best card here, even if you assume it doesn't have any text at all. If you actually trigger its battle cry, you probably win the game. So here, we have no weapons, so this is pretty decent just as a weapon. Actually, Soldier Fortune, last time I checked, it had a really high win rate. Because it's just like, you know, like a lot of the breakpoints, like, you know, there's the 5/8 rush and stuff like that, and it's like a 5/6 just kind of gets around it, and there's not a lot of good mid-range minions, so Soldier of Fortune is kind of the best mid-range minion in the game right now. So, yeah, like you can see, like Splitting Axe here is 57, Soldier here is 59. It's just, Soldier is like probably an underrated, like really freaking good card right now, that people just haven't caught on to, I guess. So, don't tell anyone, chat, don't tell anyone. But yeah, like I think it's actually just broken right now. Oh god, I haven't actually gotten to play with this card yet. Yes. Excellent. Mermaid's pretty good in Shaman because you don't get that many great 1-drops. But that's amazing. Probably Cable right here. It's a good card. We don't have like almost any overload actually, right? Because I really like Cumula Maximus, but we have almost no overload. We have a Sandstorm Elemental, but that's basically it. So I guess we can't actually take this thing. I think we just can't take this. We have a Doomhammer too. But that's it, and an Eye of the Storm. But that's not enough overload to take this over a Hex, I think. I think we just have to take the Hex. One Earthshock wouldn't be terrible, but this is a premium too. We already have one. We have we don't have an excess of 2s. One Earthshock is probably pretty good to have, actually. I don't know. They're both good. 12 years is not bad either, but I mean, it's not as good as the others. It's actually surprisingly close win rate difference, even though you'd expect this card to be way higher quality. Earthshock fits our deck better, I think. We don't actually have enough minions either. Kind of awkward. And we do have a Hex for a Silence. We don't need the Earthshock. I think this is really close. Actually. Because we want another proactive 2 also. I'm gonna take this. Shit. Wish I had the Earthshock now. Actually good to use a 5-drop too, so I guess this is okay. Probably would have rather had the Earthshock and the Raptor, but this is kind of okay. At least we don't have an overly reactive deck, which maybe we would with those picks. It's kind of okay, I guess.
For Doomhammer.
So we're not playing like a super slow value deck. We do want to actually tempo out, so having the more proactive drops may actually be better. Be nice to have an Earthshock too, but because the way you play aggro in this meta, you can't really just curve out. Like it used to be like you just curve out and it would just work out, but we do have this thing which might make it work out a lot more than it should. But
So where does the magic
it shouldn't really work out because most people have like a Bone Chewer Ren card or something. to stop you in your tracks. But so you kind of want to have that one earth shock or whatever. But even though we have the Lurker Below, which will give us a lot of wins by itself probably, and we do have that one hex to get through taunts, and we have bloodlust and stuff. We should probably be fine, actually.
A misstep. A festival for the elements. Light the bonfires.
Could have frozen our face. Dude, Living Dragon Breath is so good, actually, because no one ever expects it to do anything, and then it does, and people are just like, what? I think we'll take the evolve here. No! 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 Oh no! Oh no! Oh, oh crap! Not like this. No. Oh, that's fine. I mean, it kind of works out, actually. This actually works out totally fine. Either we evolve it again, or we just... we can push the 8 if we want to hex, but I don't know if we want to hack. We're actually kind of okay now. I think we don't push the 8 and we just... No, we don't want to do anything this turn. Probably hex, actually. Fuck. Should we have kept the 8-8? Maybe. Oh no.
Reporting for duty.
It's not the worst Lurker Below ever, but it's not the best either. Let's try to get respawn on this guy. Obviously, we can do the Mars spawn now, which could be better, but 0.8 drop.
Put your faith in the light.
Okay. Like, what 8 drop would a paladin play? Oh, oh, freaking Tyrion. Okay. We need to do this. Do that. This is pretty good too. This is better, right? I think that's, yeah, that's fine. Let's do this. That seems pretty good. Does like the same thing, but it's like you get the spores out. This is what we get. He made me greet him, and then we get like, and then we have that happen into Tyrion, into Twin Tyrant. This is what happens when you make me greet my opponent, chat. This is why we are nice with the Karma monster. Oh no. And we always get Lava Burst, right? That do it? Yep. Killed by a Murloc, a Mega Wall. The Hench Clan Squire is too much for you, sir. Oh no. That game happens and somewhere Bendrode is laughing. Somewhere. Don't know where, but somewhere he is laughing. I feel like that is like his envisionment of a Hearthstone game right there.
Thrall versus Rexar. Let the hunt begin for Doomhammer.
I don't think anytime I'm playing a slower deck, I've always regretted playing these aggressively. I think we hold it. I mean, I want to coin this, but I mean, playing this is probably better.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Good luck interacting with our board, bro. Bro? I say then he immediately deadly shots us. And Rotnest. Alright. Ban Murky Murloc. Yeah, even better. That would be the other one. Ban this guy. Ban him. Ban him! He has not seen the history. He probably has seen the history of us calling things and them happening. You will make them happen. Okay, it didn't happen, so we don't ban Lurker. Yeah, Lurker's pretty good hero. And I haven't gotten to play Lurker very much, but yeah, this is kind of gross. We don't even have to coin if we don't want to. But we coin this, I think, right? Actually, we do this, right? This guy's like, what the hell's going on here? Got bad news for you, sir. Six mana Flame Strike. Summon a 6/5. Welcome to Hearthstone in 2020, bro. Bro? Concede button is in your bottom right. Not conceding. Interesting. An honorable opponent. He's actually not even that far behind. Because he was really far ahead until that. He was really far ahead until that, and now he's behind, obviously, but he's only like 6 mana behind. Because he did play Desert Spear and now a Wrap Golem. He's not that dead. He's pretty dead, though, to be honest. I guess he doesn't know what we have, though. We probably wanna push the 6. And then Hex. Not bad. He's had pretty good answers, honestly. But yeah. He would probably win this game if we didn't have a freaking Lurker Below that literally casts Flame Strike. It was slightly worse than Flame Strike, to be fair. It's not the multi-shot you needed. He's not dead still. I mean, he's not dead on board. He is dead, but he doesn't know that he's dead. Da-da-da. That was a really good. That was actually a legitimately really good hunter deck. You could go 12 with that. You could go 12 with that deck. Pretty easily. He might still go 12 with that deck.
Thrall versus Gul'dan. Your soul shall be mine for Doomhammer.
We could go Brawler in to evolve the Brawler into a 5. Honestly, wouldn't be the most Papega play ever. Because it kind of works with our curve right now. It's kind of Papega. The problem is like, you could remove it with like a Fell Bolt or something, and then you get absolutely wrecked. And then you're just actually dead. That kind of makes it seem a bit worse.
Look what I found.
Draft a decent Curve Warrior with Deathwing and 2 Gorehells. No Gennards or Execute though. Yeah. Hopefully it works. I've had, depends on what the support is for that kind of deck. I've had, Gorehell's been pretty weak for me. It can definitely work, but the thing is like, it's hard to actually cast a Gorehell and not die in this meta. You know, Warrior has the tools to do it. You just need to have the right supporting cast for it. Gorehell. You know, Gorehell used to be a game that would just win you, that would just carry you to like, it used to be a card that would just carry you to like at least like 7, 8 plus. But it's really not that anymore. But it can work for sure. You just need to have the right supporting cast. Don't mind if I do. Yeah. We're playing this in the Poison, which obviously isn't optimal, but we're clearing the way for the soldier fortune, please. So there's that. I think one of our 12 warriors was a, we had not Deathwing, we had the other Deathwing Mad Aspect. That was actually pretty good. So a lot of stuff you can do. You can do a lot with warrior right now. A lot of things will work. I think we'll do this. Cause I would normally play this, but since like we're obviously not, he obviously didn't play anything we want to trade into with this, and it also enrages this guy, and we also kind of want to get the Dormant out. It's like 3 different reasons we kind of want to do this play over this. What lackey did he get? It was like he would have used a rush lackey, right? So he didn't get a rush lackey. It's some lackey he doesn't want to play either. I don't know, maybe he just wants to life tap because he's just addicted to tapping because who knows, but I don't know. Alright. Might evolve this. Probably do evolve this. And it's like, do we play this or do we play Vivid Sport? I want to play this, but I mean, obviously he has a 3-4 on board, right? Like, unless we're going to trade into it, and even then it's probably not going to work. It probably just doesn't make sense. So we'll probably do the Vivid Spores. Not the best, but it's not the worst either. Okay. You know it's still there, right? Not sure if he knows. He may or may not know, chat. He may or may not know. I mean, this is the most obvious setup for... I mean, this is actually the most obvious setup for a Siphon Soul in the history of humanity, right? Like, what the hell else could it be? Like, this is such a Pepega play. Doesn't make any sense at all. Unless you have a Twisting Nether in your hand. Like, what the hell else could that be? I don't think there is a thing else it could be. Like, I would always play this normally, but like, he just sold the Twisting Nether so hard. I'm not playing crap, man. And we also set up lethal with double Bloodlust as is, so if he doesn't do anything, he tries to set up more, we just freaking do it, right? It's actually a Deathwing. I mean, it's Colossus. Yeah, we may have mind gamed ourselves. It's possible, we mind gamed ourselves. Such a Papega play though, what the hell? We could blow us to get through it, but it feels pretty bad. Excuse me? You guys seeing this? This game should be over now, but he just got a freaking 7/7 Divine Shield. He got a 7/7 untargetable taunt. Not that untargetable matters right now, but we actually can't do anything about it right now.
Remember the sun ray.
I think my intuition screwed us. I mean, we should still win, theoretically. We're still favored. Yeah, we made the mistake of expecting our opponent to know how to play the game, which is a common mistake in Arena, actually. Should have known. Holy crap. Well. We have, oh, we didn't get, I thought we had a lightning bolt in our deck. We don't actually have a fire elemental either. Wow, we actually don't have really any outs, do we? I mean, fire elemental, we need 4 damage. We actually just lose. Yeah. It does actually look like we lost because we played around the twisting nether that he sold but did not actually have. It does look that way, actually. We didn't consider the fact that he was actually just a Papega. Because we would have won if we just dropped the Scorpid, we would have won the game. We wouldn't have been able to do anything. He has a Siphon Soul too. Maybe we lost anyway, actually. He has like the best Warlock deck I've ever seen in this meta. But you get spell power with Lightning Bolt and win. I mean, like literally, like his play was the dumbest play I've seen in my life. If he didn't have a Twisting Nether in his hand, it was actually the dumbest play I've ever seen. But these players are trash. But he's 2-0. But I didn't see that his deck was this good. You know, that's the thing. Is like I would expect it if I could see this deck and see, okay, yeah, he's actually just a bad player with a good deck. But he didn't show the fact that he was a good player with a bad deck. He was a bad player with a good deck yet. We didn't know that. But I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Like, we actually just didn't know. We didn't know, chat. We didn't know. my god. This is the best Warlock deck I think I've ever seen too. Do we have any burn at all? It's just, if we have no burn, we lose, right? Like, we just can't get through this ever. We can get a Hex, but... We're dead next turn. I haven't seen enough runs. There are not that many good Warlock runs. Warlock is trash right now, is the thing. Like, Warlock, I say it a lot. Like, I say, like, this is the best run I've ever seen. But, like, I have not seen a single good Warlock run this entire season. I've not seen a single good Warlock deck. This is, like, this craps on every Warlock deck I've ever seen this entire season. It's not even, like, close. And every Warlock deck this season is better than any deck before this season, basically. Because of how the power creep has gone, you know? It's actually not even close. This needs to go face is the problem. I don't know. You've seen a better Warlock deck than this? I have not seen a better Warlock deck than this. This is the best control. It's not. Maybe there's better Warlock decks than this, but this is the single best control Warlock deck I think I've seen in my entire life. Because, like, this would be like... This could actually win us the game. Oh. We got Spell Lackey, we actually have a chance there. You verse 2 Dark Skies, 2 Siphon, 2 Hellfire, 1 Advanced Shedlord. So it's a deck that just beats... It's a deck that... I mean, that's a deck that beats aggro but loses to control. His deck just beats everything. His deck beats everything except a priest that has 4 mind controls. But that deck just beats aggro, but doesn't even beat control decks. It loses to any deck that actually has, like, Dragon Queen. So, like, that deck doesn't go... That deck doesn't go 12. Because it just loses to Dragon Queen.
You're paying for my discretion.
We could clear the board, use their spells, then 2/2 trade, then use spell damage for spells, and then Javara. We met that at 10 and 2. Oh, look, let me see. Seemed like he went pretty far. He's at 2 losses though, right? Because whether you go in this meta, whether you go 12 or, you know, whether you go 9 and 3 or 12 and 2 is luck, right? I mean, look, let me see. Do we actually have board clear? I'm looking at that right now. Let me see. He had 21 health on board, and we had the ability to do a maximum of 11 damage. I'm pretty sure we did not have board clear. Not even close. Maybe it's better to still take the value trade, I don't know. with the spell damage. The spell damage made us go from 11 to 21 damage on board. You sure about that? The spell damage on a Frost Shock gave us gave us 10 extra damage. You sure about that? I mean, his health on board was 21, and our damage on board was 11. You're saying spell damage plus a Frost Shock is 10 damage. And Shavara. But you're saying spell damage plus Shavara is 10 damage still. I'll look again.
What would Uther do? Tombs.
10, 15, 21. He has 21 health. We have 3 plus... Yeah, no. No, actually my 10 included the Shavaras, so that was the math I was doing. It's not even remotely close. Are we toteming this turn? We'll probably just play this turn. If he had 2 Shavaras and the Shavara acted on spell damage, it probably was board clear. Yeah. If Shavara worked with spell damage and you had 2 of them, then it was board clear. Swing and a miss. I don't know what he even needed. He needed like multiple things. He needed like humility and something else. But the thing is, back to like the Dark Skies deck you're mentioning, like a lot of Warlock decks are like that, I feel like, where they end up being very good against certain things and very bad against other things. And the deck you're mentioning seems like it was like a super anti-aggro deck. But like if it just went against like a random like 3/3 control priest, it would lose. You know? Because it would actually get out controlled. And like a lot of Warlock decks end up like that, where they beat certain things and lose to other things. It's kind of the problem with Warlock. It's very difficult to draft Warlock consistently. Well, like the deck we went against like beat basically everything. So that's why this deck was so freaking good. Because he wouldn't lose to anything. That guy's gonna go straight to 12-0 with that. Because I've had decks like that. Not as strong as his, but those kind of decks just don't lose to anything. I haven't had one this patch. The last time I had a Warlock deck that was that good was like back in like July of last year. That was like back before people realized Warlock was good. Back in like literally in July. Went back when it was good. Now it's like inconsistent, you know, and people know it's inconsistent, so people don't try to play it that much.
Put this apple on your head.
But when you get it, that's what you end up with. It doesn't happen very often.
So where does the magic come from?
Business is booming.
That sucks. Yeah.
Like this?
So we don't care about having a 3-1, right? We just kill the micro mummy because that kind of matters more. The only reason to be afraid of the 3-1 is if you're protecting your life total, but we don't care right now. Doesn't matter on board.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
Guy's the scrappiest deck in the history of humanity. Hey, we have a Magma Rager though. Excellent. Are we actually gonna play Vivid Spores here? Vivid Spores for a The funny thing is that it actually doesn't even feel that bad to get to play a 4 mana what's this guy called? Rustborn Initiate. Get a 4 mana one of these in this situation actually doesn't even feel that bad. That's the funny thing. We probably want to just fall behind and play Shavara though. But it legitimately doesn't even feel that bad. If we didn't have a Shavara, I think we would do it.
Kind of.
Reporting for duty.
A simple spell.
That was probably the best draw in our deck, actually. That was like the only good draw in our deck, actually. Lurker was okay too. Faceless Lurker. But everything else is pretty bad. That looks like a, that's probably the Hand of a Doll top deck, I think.
Let me.
Because that would be a pretty quick slam. He wanted to do it immediately, and it was a targetable thing that he wanted to target on his own guys by Hand of a Doll. It might be it could be like a Blessing of Kings. Because that would be a less of an automatic play, but... Okay, so here's the thing. We'd like to hex the 6-drop. Would like to Earthshock either the 6-drop or the 3-drop. Could Frost Shock the 6-drop too. Not that clean to do anything else. Next turn, like if our 3/5 stays alive, we could potentially do Vivid Spores into trade into Faceless Rager, which could actually be pretty good. We can also just trade our guy into the 5/6 and then Shavara. The Shavara dies to the 3/1, which is not optimal. Which is suboptimal.
There is little time.
I don't see amazing options here.
Can you get a spell?
This is like one line to take. I don't love it. It obviously takes all his threats off the board, but it's using a lot of resources to do so. And we're kind of playing a control game, but this play makes it so we don't lose, we don't die ever. And if we're assuming that we're the thicker deck, we should win this way. But yeah, it puts us in danger of losing the value game against a deck that actually has value, but I don't think he has that kind of deck. I'm a little worried about the fact that we can actually never kill the scribe now because we use the hex, but I mean we hex the Skystalker, it's not like it was a waste of a hex, right?
Reporting for duty.
I've never seen it. How does Repentance work with Baseless Rager? It probably works after the Valkyrie, right? So it would work. I've never seen that though.
What to do?
10 drops are pretty good right now. I want to go for one. I don't really want to do this because, like, imagine he actually got, if he got redemption, we kind of get wrecked. I guess he could Shavar it, but it's a little spooky. It's like, imagine he got repentance, we get wrecked. I don't know. I hate Paladin Secrets. You can never play around them. It's like you're always gonna get wrecked by something.
Your rage sustains me.
It's not the worst meta. There's been certain metas where like it's just literally impossible to play around Paladin Secrets. Paladin Secrets right now you can kind of play around, but there's certain metas, it depends on the combination of secrets. Sometimes you just can't play around them at all. Right now it's relatively okay. But sometimes they're really toxic. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
Oh. Is that a good card? I think it might be a good card. Okay. If we want to play around Ifernai, maybe we might actually. You know, fuck it. I'm playing on Ifernai. Like, how else do we lose, right? That was so good.
I'm going to throw the book at you.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Reporting for duty.
You're paying for my
Do this first, actually, just in case it is Never Surrender. It was Ifernai. Do we want to evolve this board? That's the question. I think this is fine. We could evolve this board, but This is a really good evolve, but this is not good, so... And these are okay, it's not great. I think we can wait.
Reporting for duty.
See, these two cards do not go very well together. Guess we do this one.
Power has its price.
We care that much about his board? I think we don't, honestly. And I actually forgot about that. But yeah, we need to trigger that with this also. I just want to make sure, try to put as much taunt out as possible. That's alright too.
The victory is yours.
Thrall versus Rexar.
Let the hunt begin for Doomhammer.
Do we just keep this card? This card is so broke. I think we keep this card.
Job's done.
Hunter that passes turn 1. At least we're not getting imprisoned. Fell mod. At least we're not getting imprisoned fell mod on 1. I was totally going to say. It's like, it depends on your hand, obviously. Like, I would coin this if he had the ability to, but he might not have it. So, like, he probably doesn't have a very... He probably has a pretty heavy hand. He's not coining this thing. Which is very possible, obviously. You know, if you have another 2-drop, so... We can assume that most of his hand is pretty thick or reactive. It's a problem. It's thicker than 2 mana because it's premium, is the problem I think we're running into right now. This just has to be played. I don't want to play this, but we have no choice. Felmas know what's up, man. They always know what's up. Do we have to Doomhammer this? I don't want to. This is pretty good here, actually. Let's do this. We need him to play out into a Lurker Below really hard. And a 3/6 is decent because at least it makes him use his weapon and, you know, it doesn't just die for completely free against the 5/4. And it potentially sets up the Lurker Below, right? If I do this next turn, I mean, it depends. Anytime we play the Lurker Below, anytime we get a Lurker Below, we do it. But next turn would be the Skystalker. Turn after that, honestly, you probably have to do. Oh, that's the thing. This is not the worst Lurker Below ever, for sure. I think we probably just do it. I don't want to. We could play Skystalker, but then we're taking that 9 damage, which is kind of too much for us to take, honestly. There's definitely a chance that the Lurker Below gets better, but it's already like a fire elemental that casts its Battlecry twice, right? Like, how much greedier do you need to get? I feel like one of the things I think I wrote the script for this video already. I want to make a video about this, put it on YouTube, but like there's like the way they're printing cards I think is okay, but like there's cards like this card just should not exist in Arena. Honestly, like if we're being honest, like it just should not exist. Like this card should be removed 100%. But I don't know if they'll ever do that, you know. I don't think they're listening to Arena stuff anymore. Like cards like that, there's like obviously people complain a lot more about like cards like Dragon Queen Oxtraza and stuff, but like stuff like this, stuff that is this powerful just should not ever exist in this game mode. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't make sense. They should honestly all cards that power level should just be removed, I think. We can play the 7. We could play this plus the 2. Or we can play, and we could play this. We could also play this. We play this plus the 2. We have a lot of options here. I don't really like just dropping this. I feel like we make our souls too vulnerable to certain things. Kind of like this, honestly. I don't think we need to do this right now. Or maybe actually undergo better design and testing. The thing is, I think they do decent. I don't want to say they do amazing testing and design for constructed. They do okay, right? I mean, it's gotten them pretty far. So I don't want to crap on them too much. But the thing is they just don't do design and testing for Arena, you know? And they haven't done it for years. So if they actually did, I think we would have a really good product, right? I think they would produce, but it wouldn't be perfect, but I think they would produce a great product, but they just, you know, it's been literally years since they've put any effort into it. I think we should go weapon. It's definitely a line. The weapon's fine. The weapon does restrict our options next turn, which is kind of why I don't like it. Because we do the weapon, we can play the Skystalker still, but we can't do the Skystalker plus any of the spells. And we don't have the spells in our hand, so it restricts us pretty hard next turn, which is why I kind of don't like it, but it's an option for sure.
The frost wolves stand ready.
If he didn't get that last attack, that would have been pretty bad for him. I mean, we don't have a great way to kill the 8A right now. We can obviously play the poison to try to get it later.
I wonder.
Isn't bad. You might be able to play. We can play the Skystalker too, just have a sticky thing, and then we just increase board tension, but we don't actually solve that problem, which we have, which I don't know how we're solving. But we can present more problems to him. But we're not really by just dropping a Skystalker. I think we do this. I don't like this, but I really don't like this. It's just, I don't think we have a better option. Hearthstone Dream Hunter cards got nerfed. Yeah, I mean they've done a pretty good job until then. Yeah, like Demon Hunter was kind of, I feel like it was kind of an experiment, and it was also a pretty massive failure in that regard from them, right? Like they tried to be really ballsy, and they just decided to. I mean, there's some. I'm not even gonna list all the mistakes they made with that class because there were too many of them to even like. I would miss major ones. I would miss such major ones that it's like not even, you know. But yeah, it was a problem. Yeah, it's the first time they've done it, though. Because they haven't released a new class in so long. I don't know. I feel like I think if they honestly made Demon Hunter like 2 years ago, it actually would have been really balanced and really good. But they just... It's about a year ago, right? When they started printing like overpowered shit. And they just, you know, they just kind of threw their ideas of balance out the window. And like once that happened, like they weren't going to be able to produce a balanced class, I think. And that's kind of what happened, I think. It was like, man, it's really, I think it really is legitimately too bad that they didn't do it a year ago. Because I think if they did it a year ago, it would have actually been so much better. God, forget spell damage tournament's so good, but if we miss, it's really bad. YOLO. Taunt's alright, I guess.
And you get a spell.
I need to take this trade now. Probably fine. Just do this, take this. We also do Lightning Bolt and Skystalker instead. It's probably better, actually. I mean, I said it was probably better, but it opens up our board to getting just Desert Spirit. It was probably not better, actually. Yeah, I probably should have done the taunt. I think 99%, like, I should have done the taunt. I'll increase that 99% to probably 100%. I think that was a mistake. We might be okay though. Man, that was a pretty big mistake though. That's not good. His deck is pretty good. And he has a mix of like really good cards and really bad cards. So. I think I'm gonna pass on the Eye of the Storm now and just get rid of this poison. Put some pressure on him. We get some of the pirate stuff for BG. They constantly said 0 mana cards is bad design, and they give you a 0 mana card with the 0 mana hero power. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with Hook Tusk, honestly. That's one of those things, like, it's happened in the past with Hearthstone's balance team that, like, you know, they print something that's just blatantly OP, and like Hook Tusk is one of those examples. It makes me like Hook Tusk is one of those things where it makes me question. It makes me question if anyone on their balance team is above like 6,000 MMR. Because like, how the fuck could you get anyone that half decently knows how to play the game and not understand that Hook Tusk is absolutely bonkers broken? If they had any testers that know how to play the game and that card got through release, they need to fire their entire testing staff. Because like that's just not, you know, that's just not acceptable. Because like that hero is not even, I don't think, I've seen people who think that's not OP, because I can understand how you get to that point, but like the hero is literally like, it's literally broken. It literally breaks the game. It's that overpowered. But like, I can see how, like, I didn't see it at first myself, but like if you play it for 5 games, if you see it played for 5 games, you understand that's broken. So I don't understand like if they just didn't test it, but like I don't understand, it really doesn't make sense how stuff like that gets through the balance. It really just doesn't make any sense. Macaw should also be like tier 4, tier 5. Probably. Macaw is okay right now because people aren't picking it. People don't pick Macaw. People are underpicking Macaw right now. It got nerfed to tier 3, of course, right? And it's like people undervalue it as a unit. Like people just don't. I think people are gonna start to realize it's a lot better than it is. Like I tell people like they should have picked it here and they don't see it. It's like I think people just don't pick it right now. But yeah, like it's still a really good unit. But people only put it, unless it's like a perfect board that has it first place with only a spawn or whatever, like, or only a wolf, people don't see it as a good unit, but that's like a complete mistake, I think. But, you know, people will figure out pretty soon, I think, that it's a good unit. It was nerfed pretty well. Like the thing is like, you know, back when like Cold Light Seer was nerfed to 3, people didn't think it was enough. But, you know, nerfing to 3 was enough for the time being, you know. Nerfing things by even a single tier, even though it's a much more massive effect than you would even think it would have. So like Macaw's not, it's still kind of a problem. I think it's a design flaw, and I think they may want to actually just remove it from the game straight up, but that's definitely a possibility, but because it kind of breaks the game in a lot of ways too. But I don't know. Yeah, like it may just be a problem even at tier 3. Because I think it's balanced at tier 3, but it's still kind of a design failure, if that makes sense, you know? I think it actually is legitimately balanced at tier 3, but it's just a shitty card, because like it turns late game fights into coin flips because of like, you know, the going first thing, and I think that's the problem with it. So, you know, just in that way it becomes just super toxic card that probably just it probably just shouldn't exist in the game. Even though I think at tier 3 it's probably balanced actually. If anything, it's not even that good. I think it's an average unit, I think, at tier 3. The fact that I can grow with Goldra and not die and constantly chain is stupid. Yeah, it's true. That I think should also just be changed, but yeah. I think honestly if they change that, they make it so it doesn't grow and survive with Goldrinn hits, it's probably, if anything, seriously no. Correct, sir. I think if they change that, it's probably it's probably just bad at tier 3. Like, they might actually, if they make that change, which they probably should, they would almost have to buff it to tier 2. The thing is, like, they probably, honestly, they probably would just be better off removing it from the game at that point, which may just be the correct decision, honestly. We could play this, but I think it might be better to just play this, actually. I come in and press our advantage right now.
It's not just the city of mages.
It can be balanced by adjusting minion pools. I think they need it. I do also think they need to do some kind of like general rebalancing of minion pools in general. Also, I think like it's not like it's in the worst state right now, but they've done enough patches where they've done enough changes and haven't really adjusted for these kinds of changes that I feel like they probably need to do something about that. And I mean, like, what I mean is, like, especially the release of Pirates, like, Pirates is just a weird addition to the game in certain ways that I feel like they kind of need to adjust for it. Certain tiers, like tier 3, if you're not going for demons or murlocs, is complete crap. Tier 4, if you're not going for mechs, which is complete crap in general, but if you're not going for mechs, tier 4. And tier 4 is good for dragons too, but tier 4 is complete crap if you're not going for dragons or mechs. Like, I think they need to, like, balance that more. Like, obviously it doesn't need to be balanced across the board, but I think they need to balance it a little bit more than it is. I wonder if they have any analyst people involved with design and balancing needs and technical-minded people. Probably the same people that previously were involved with constructed, right? It's kind of weird because, like, I mean, it is a different genre, right? Like, you get people, maybe they are like the best, even if they are the best constructed card designers in the world, right? Even if they are, just assume they are, they might not, even then they're not necessarily going to be the best auto battler card designers in the world. I think Blizzard's done a very good job for the most part, but yeah, like, when you get like to the point where they need to make directional decisions, like they might do very, very poorly, you know. And I mean, it's not like there's any pool of experienced auto battlers, because auto battlers is a very new genre, right? It's not like you can take people that have 10 years of experience in auto battler design, right? Like, they don't exist, right? So it's a difficult problem, but you know, people that are good at designing card games aren't necessarily going to be good at designing these games. Okay, so you can't even do much about this except showered pain, and if you showered pain's an issue, it's still pretty good, so. Your new Arminian.
A festival for the elements.
Happy Midsummer Festival.
Get knocked down!
I'm gonna be really pissed when we get Shadow Madness.
So where does the magic come from?
You recall when the designer said something about a card and how it worked, and they had to ask an engineer how it really worked? I mean, there's a lot of design issues with how Blizzard has actually, well, with how they've set up their game basically, but with how it actually manifests into card design. Yeah, like there's I'm being very vague, but essentially, like, from what I understand, it seems like they have a very shitty engine for their game. It requires them to code an absurd amount of card interactions individually. So sometimes things won't do what you expect them to do, but it's not because like anyone made a balance. It's not because anyone coded anything wrong. It's just because someone printed a card in 2015 and they printed a card in 2019 and they forgot to code the specific interaction between this 2019 card and this 2015 card, you know. And part of the thing is like when they change Arena to be they changed Arena to be only standard, they start to avoid these kinds of issues, right? Which is part of the reason they probably have seemed to have made to this long-term decision, potentially. We don't know if it's a long-term decision, but I mean, you know, kind of seems like it.
I wonder.
But
Get knocked down!
Like this?
you know, they'll stop noticing these kinds of issues if Arena stops rotating through Wild. But that's why, like, sometimes that's the reason why engineers have to ask how it works, because if you ask about a specific interaction, a specific card interaction, a lot of times they actually won't know, because they legitimately just don't know how it was coded, and that's what's important, is how it was actually coded. They're both ones, so I think it's fine to just do this. Huh. Okay, we can't actually trigger that. Baby Rage. I mean, I kind of want the spell here. This is draw a spell, so it actually has to be in your deck. Bloodlust or Hex. Or Explosive Evolution. Or Eye of the Storm. I'm thinking about if we just, like, slam them. May just be worth, I think it's worth just using this. Hold the weapon, I guess. Can imagine designers explaining what they want cards to do and the engineers and coders just rolling their eyes. It'd be really weird. Yeah, like, it's probably right. Like, you're in a situation where people, I can't imagine, like, as I said, I was talking about my job a little bit earlier in kind of vague terms, but, like, we're kind of in a situation where, like, we have people that have certain job descriptions, but, like, everyone does everything, basically. It's kind of like the startup model, right? Like, you just do whatever needs to be done, right? And I can't imagine living in a world or working in a world where, you know, like, you have that kind of model again, you know, where it's like, because I kind of did in my old job, and it sucked. It fucking sucked like hell, honestly. But, like, being in that situation where, you know, people are, this is okay, this is a business person's job. Give this to the business person. Oh no, don't work on that. This is the data person's job. Give that to the data person. I fucking hate that model, which exists in so many places, but it's fucking awful. It's fucking hell. We could trade and then play this, and it'll probably work out. I think it's guaranteed to work out. I mean, the worst case scenario would be we lose both. That's not even really possible. Okay, you can stop hitting it. He hit it a lot, but it worked out, I guess. Yeah, we just need an Earthshock here. No, it doesn't work. Oh. We have no way to protect, so we actually have to trade in ourselves, which is awful. Oh, we can do all of this, so. Because you don't have to do all of this, but I think you just do it actually, which is sad. You just raid in a 14-2 into a 3-1 because it feels bad, man, is why. Well, as you're saying, Kyle, like I feel like that actually is legitimately how it feels like from their side. Like I feel like that's how it works. Is people are just like, there's a bunch of card designers that have no idea how code works or anything. They're just doing stuff, and then other people are like, okay, we'll try to make it happen, even though it's like really difficult for the way that their system's actually set up and the way that the way that the engine in the game is set up, even though it's probably really difficult. I feel like if it seems like the way that the engine in the game is set up, it's pretty difficult to do like literally anything, honestly. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Because we're at that point, like we're still playing on a EU server, and like we're probably at the point in the night where it's like 5 a.m. in most 5 or 6 a.m. in most of the EU right now. So we're not even that high winds, right? It's just not a lot of people awake at this time.
Thrall versus Garrosh. Victory or death for Doomhammer.
I'm gonna keep the cable we're at because I want this if he doesn't play a Gnarg, and I want this if he does play a Gnarg, essentially. He didn't play a Gnarg. Excellent. Excellent. Go. Could have coin twos, that'd be okay. I think this is better. And we'll do this. If you get like a damage lackey, it's really good. Or just any lackey we want to play really is pretty good. We have all this value in our hand. Makes me not really want Deathwing. I think we just take an Ixia.
Get knocked down.
Business is booming!
On the wings of evil.
He also got the best lackey. I don't like this. This play like makes us take a lot of damage potentially, but If we play the Mana Saber, the problem is if he plays anything that doesn't die to the Mana Saber and also has taunt, we lose the game immediately. This forces him to go really wide, which we don't really have an answer to either, but it also baits him into clearing it, and he shouldn't, which will also work in this circumstance. Never Sandstorm Elemental feels bad, man. Since he cleared there, I think we have the life total to do this. We equip this thing and we just live until Eye of the Storm. Essentially.
For the king.
I think is the plan. And we should be able to. Because he's not actually pushing that much damage right now. This turn we can do the Mana Saber. I think that sucks is like with the Mana Saber we're actually one off of. With the coin we're one off of actually being able to do the Eye of the Storm. We do like coin Lurker into Mana Saber. Now then we're still one off. We ought to take advantage of the fact that on turn 6 he couldn't do anything aggressively other than play a Stormwind Knight.
We will hold the Black Temple.
Here's the Sandstorm we needed earlier. Well, we do actually get to play the Eye of the Storm next turn, so we may be okay. We're not gonna die this turn. I say we're not gonna die this turn. I don't think it's possible at this point. It would be with inner rages, but it's not really possible. Magister, thanks for the follow. This guy really likes trading. Holy shit, he really likes trading. Only really have one play here, so. He probably kills all three. If he doesn't kill one, we might get a Vivid Spores play. I feel like he's probably gonna kill an issue. He didn't kill all three, so we do get Vivid Spores play, but also we're kind of boned at the same time. So yeah, we just do Sandstorm plus Vivid Spores, right? That's actually pretty good. He gets 1,000,000 armor, but I mean, we honestly don't give a crap about that. So we don't really care about this. I'm gonna save the weapon. We don't have any other weapons, so like, why are we using it? It's not like him going from 18 to 14 weapons is 18 to 14 armor is playing around Shield Slam or anything.
They cannot stop my work. Say the magic word. Get these off of me.
Why is he not attacking? I don't understand. thought I dare challenge the Dara Deathwing. Bro! I also dare challenge the Dara Deathwing. Or you also dare challenge the Dara Deathwing, I should say. Bro! We really need to draw a taunt right now. I mean, we should be able to kill this guy. This fine. Yeah, as long as he's making that trade, we're fine. We still get to it, right? As long as we get to it, we're fine. Yeah, I think we get to it. We should be fine. We always do this. This is not the greatest card right now. Actually, I think we can take 2, right? He gets a War Axe, but that should be fine. What do we have? We have 10 damage here, but that's 6 of this is minions. We can clear this with all minions technically. But then he still has this, so it doesn't actually help. I think 1 weapon goes in here. I don't think we take this damage. I have to get to play this now. Maybe not the optimal positioning here. Yeah. I should put the Rager on the far right. Fine. It's fine. Because, like, I have 52 health against 8. I'm surely winning, right? Surely. You didn't even kill the Tauntaun. Seven should be okay. There's a small chance it's not okay, but it should be okay. Maybe I shouldn't take the chance actually. I don't know if we're in the situation where we win no matter what, because like if we don't take that 1 damage, we play around like a heroic strike top deck. Heroic strike after him killing our taunt and us not getting any other taunt or taunt totem.
Throw versus Garrosh. Victory or death for Doomhammer.
These are all really good cards. I think I wouldn't keep this hand in most decks, but since we have a pretty slow deck, I think it's worth it. Like the problem is like I wouldn't keep like Explosive Evolution, but like 2/3 of our deck is like slower than that card, so I think if we toss it, we actually make our opening hand worse. The only problem with keeping this hand, I feel, is that we don't have like a 3-drop to coin into with the Marsh spawn. But which we're kind of being punished by right now.
Mind if I roll need?
I want to get this overload out of the way right now. Does about the same thing as the Marsh Spawn, and obviously the Marsh Spawn also gives us a card in the future, potentially. And we might play the Knuckles here. So we can't. Yeah, doing the soldier should be fine. Right, we were overloaded. This should be okay though. If things go horrifically wrong, we just hex it, right? But I don't think that's possible. We can always Knuckles it, and we might take 1,000,000 damage to do that, but we can always Knuckles it. We may want to do the hex to save the life, though. This is at the point where we probably need to, actually. 'Cause I don't think we can take, I mean, we could maybe take another 8, but that's spooky. We probably just have to go for it, honestly. Hope for the best. Because I also feel like hexing this thing isn't really a winning line either. It's such a bad hex. I think I kind of have to just do this. Hope for the best. It's just such a bad hex. If we had like a great hand, I would do the hex, but we don't right now. Our hand's crap. Guy's the best order in the existence of humanity.
I brought enough for everyone.
I think we're in pretty good shape now. Yeah, I say that until we get wrecked by something, but I'll put that in the fairly good result category. Fairly good.
I awaken.
We can give it respawn too. I think we do that actually. Because we just get to remove like the way we lose basically. The way we lose is him executing through it or whatever and just killing us an Arcanite Reaper or whatever. So now like he can't even do that. So he's kind of boned now. It's like the weakness of Warrior. People forget that Warrior has weaknesses, but the fact that like when you have something like this, they don't have a way to cheat, you know, through it, you know? They have to get through it relatively honestly. The best cheat mechanism they have is execute, so you get this kind of thing up and they're just kind of boned. He needs like 2 executes and an Arcanite Reaper basically. Only has a Twin Tyrant. Imagine only having a Twin Tyrant, man. That's it. Only a Twin Tyrant. He could burst through it over time, but like we should get other more stuff to answer him. We get a spell off of Marsh Spawn this turn. Probably do that with we probably do Hex the Twin Tyrant. That's his Twin Tyrant is the first guy he's played that costs more than 3 mana, by the way. Just a note. We don't actually have to do the Marsh Spawn this turn, we could do it next turn. Because we're doing the Hex, so he can He's active next turn too. Unless it's hero power, which is actually pretty good right now. I think it's fine. Save the other taunt, I guess. We should be safe with one big boy taunt. Should be, I say. It's theoretically possible we don't, but not likely. Oh no. Here comes the Lurker Below, boys. Oh no. Not a Lurker Below. Nice. Okay. About that. This might be worth it at this point. I think it is. Could honestly use it this turn. I think it's okay though. I'll use this instead. What if his discovered spell from another class is a brawl, and by toteming we're playing into brawl? I mean, not brawl, no class. Spell from another class, but what if he has a brawl? Another excellent question. Wow. Are we getting wrecked? I think we have more taunts. Not quite what he needs. We could heal, but we could just evolve it too. Brilliant! I think we're okay though.
Well played.
I brought enough for everyone.
Probably had some kind of miracle out there. Maybe we should have actually used the heal earlier, but you know, he had the heroic strike. Remember, there was a turn earlier that I said like he had an out with heroic strike plus like Arcanite Reaper or something. He actually had half of it, so show more hand. So like he just, I mean, at the same time, he didn't have he played a Corsair cache and didn't draw anything, so he didn't actually have the Arcanite Reaper. I think that was his problem, is he had a good warrior deck that was just missing. I don't really recommend drafting warrior that aggro, but he had a really good aggro deck, but it was just missing those weapons to kill people, you know? He was missing the Arcanite Reaper. Missing even like Fire War Hex or, you know, whatever else. Or the Wrench Caliber. When people say I always bully my opponents, I don't always bully my opponents. He seemed like a very good opponent, actually. He seemed to know what was going on. He's a very honorable opponent. As the Hearthstone ticker shows, it always takes honorable opponent, right? So they're always honorable opponents. It's probably pretty good. I'm actually gonna keep this whole thing. Our merchant is good if he plays a 1-drop, but otherwise it's not. It's fine. I think I like the flexibility of this hand, and it's just another thing where it's like I don't think it's optimal, but I don't think he gets fired by mulliganing. I don't think we're a tempo deck. I think we just chill. As bad as MTG Bunko, the chances of dominating the online card game market. I also wonder if they're gaining on Hearthstone now. It's possible. I'll probably actually. I mean, people recommended I did it a long time ago. I'll probably start playing it soon. I'll probably start playing MTG Arena, just because it's free and stuff, and I have it literally on my Epic Games account now because they bought me over by giving out so many free games. If you're not on the Epic Games Store, you should just go and get all the free games they give out. They give out like 1 or 2 free games every week, so you should do it. But it's been like premium quality games too, so it's like, yeah, they've been bribing people to get their account basically. But anyway. We do like Faceless plus Aug Merchant, but we could also just coin the Mana Saber to try and get a better Rager. Kind of like that actually. I like Reed. I played MTG before. I've never played MTG at all. I played Pokemon card game. I played Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I never played MTG at all. I haven't played a single game MTG in my life. I've learned a lot about how MTG works through Legends of Runeterra, but I literally have not played a single game of Magic in my life. I knew people that played Magic when I was younger too, but I never did. We could do this, but like this is gonna die here anyway, so I think we can use this mana to actually get the cable rat out. I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm a Pega. I may have Pegged. I should have done this first. I wanted to like yeah. No one saw anything, chat. We could do the evolve now. We're gonna shame do this, and no one's gonna notice. It's closer to LRR than Hearthstone. Yeah, I think it is, right? Like that's why like I learned a lot about Magic through LOR because I think it functions in a lot of the same ways. Okay, at least the health didn't matter, so we did not get punished at all. We get like 2 evolves, which is pretty nice. So we get to see if our evolve works, and when it doesn't work, we evolve again. Fuck me, dude. At least we deal a lot of damage to him. Oh no. How do we low roll it twice? You got tired of spending whole turns trying to read all the text on cards in Magic? Or Runeterra doesn't do that. Runeterra takes like... Runeterra I feel like is a very similar game to Magic. I think. As someone who hasn't played Magic, I think it is, but also like they take the Hearthstone strategy of instead of having that situation where you know, there's too much text on the card, they take the Hearthstone strategy of having the card not actually explain what it actually does. So you don't actually know what it does until you play the card. You know, which is the case in Hearthstone a lot of times. So, in some ways it's better, but I mean, it's also, as a tryhard player, it tends to be frustrating in certain circumstances. Oh my god, we have a nap higgle. What the appeal is for MTG players and the same for new players. This can be long. Yeah, it was the same like Shadowverse, right? Like Shadowverse took the opposite approach where they would actually literally describe what every card did in every situation. But it would literally be a paragraph of text that you had to hover over and read a card, and a single card would have like literally like 50 words of text on it, and just be like, but in this situation it would do this, but in this situation it would do this, which I appreciated, but I can also understand why a lot of people wouldn't want to read that shit, you know? So it's kind of weird. I, as a hardcore player, I think you do prefer it having that, but I can understand why people don't like it. But Yu-Gi-Oh cards are the text right there in Magic Gathering. You have to scroll through all the text that can't be read at once. They have that much. I haven't played Magic, so like I don't know. I haven't seen like how much text they have on cards. Is it like literally? You have to actually like scroll down. That's kind of nuts. You have to like, it's like literally like a fucking web page, and you have to like scroll down and be like, okay, let me scroll down. What happens when you play against this card? Because that would be kind of insane. I've heard it's bad. I don't know how bad it is. If it's that bad, then, you know, it'd be kind of hilarious. I think we should start with this.
I brought enough for everyone.
So we can now kill this, play that, and evolve all our shit. Hey, we low rolled literally everything. Awesome. Great. Worst 3-drop in the game. Worst 7-drop in the game. Worst 8-drop in the game. Excellent. We gotta get 3-drop though. We high rolled the 3-drop, so we can't complain, right? We high rolled one of them.
Your pathetic dependence ends here.
I guess we play double 4. I don't know how much we value the totem. We can play a totem and play the 6-drop.
I wonder.
Probably better to just get both the 4s out. If you ramming this thing, do they get the coin? Has anyone ever seen that? If you ramming this thing, do they get the coin? Huh. You would, right?
This might hurt.
Would you? If you ramming seed that thing? Has anyone ever seen that? I don't think anyone's ever seen that. It's like part of the thing is like we're talking about like card interactions with like stuff. It's like I feel like the way Hearthstone's philosophy is that part of Hearthstone's you know, they make the game slightly less complex than other games, but also you get to discover things in the game, right? You don't know how it's going to work out, which as a hardcore player can be very frustrating, but for a new player, you're like, wow, I don't know if this is going to give me a coin or not. You get to find out, whoa, it gives me a coin. Wow, that's so cool, you know? But, I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah. I can see how some people could see it as a positive, I guess. They hide a lot of keywords in the programming. What's the thing is, like, it's a lot of that programming is done individually, right? So like they don't have it in the text because honestly, like, fuck, the people that are writing the programming, the people that would theoretically be writing, they don't really have someone doing it. But if there was someone writing all the text for the cards, you know, if you hovered over a card and it said in all these situations, yeah, if someone plays like, you know, like this card, for example, like someone would say like, yeah, if your opponent plays Blizzard, then it won't work. If your opponent plays Cold, it won't work. You know, any of these things, your opponent just, your minions just won't be frozen. You know, like anything that would describe this, or if your opponent plays ramming, whatever, it will give them a coin, you know. Anything that would explain that kind of stuff. There's just no one in Blizzard's team that exists with that, right? That's all done by the coders. And honestly, there's no one that probably, other than the people that specifically coded, there's probably no one in Blizzard's team that actually understands how it will actually work. What counts as attacking? Yeah. Does ramming steal or like, or mass hysteria, does it count as an attack? I don't know. No one knows except for the people that coded it, right? Here back in 1 second, boys. Still going, eh, Mr. Q? His Q is the ultimate. The ultimate in length. Cause we're playing on EU server and it's like literally 6 AM in EU. 6 AM is like central EU time. And yeah, this is a time where all of the hardcore people that sleep through the night have mostly gone to sleep by 6. You know, most of them are awake at 4 or 5 AM, so now I guess we're past the point now where everyone's gone to sleep and now there's no one to play. That's probably the problem. And everyone that we're able to play against is warrior. Naturally. Makes sense, right? What else would they be playing? How does it work, by the way? Like, since we were talking about Soldier Fortress with Mass Hysteria, that doesn't work, right? Like, I feel like that wouldn't give a coin, but I don't know if I've ever seen it, so I actually don't know. Has anyone seen that? Does that work? Because it would be the same interaction, right? It wouldn't be unlike Blizzard's team to not have them, as I mentioned, because every interaction is coded individually, it might be coded differently, even though it should theoretically count the same. I wonder if it's actually different, because it could honestly be just, it could be coded differently, even though it should theoretically be the same. Coin knife juggler from a warrior.
They cannot stop my work.
Oh, that does trigger it. Huh. Okay. Wait. Wait. What? He just... This guy just didn't play a Glenargon one because he wanted to knife juggler it? Ugh! Oh! This guy got to 10 wins. Oh. Oh no. His deck must be broken as hell. Oh no. We're gonna lose, chat. We're gonna feel really bad about it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna lose and we're gonna feel bad about this game. Oh no. Coin juggler into Canard. Dude. We're insulting him and he's gonna win and he's gonna say like, man, like, we're obviously the better player because we won. Right? I mean, like, let's be real. I guess we do the Vivid Spores here. Because this just isn't better and we do want to tempo as hard as possible, and this is unfortunately as hard as we can possibly tempo on this turn. Weapons for thy master! Probably like 6-7 wins with the Q time. You're not wrong. Like I mean he's probably like 7-2 or 8-2. With how long that Q was, he's probably like 7-2 or 8-2, I would guess. But I mean you shouldn't even get to 7-2 with doing a play like that. For being honest. It's possible, like, maybe, like, there literally wasn't anyone and he just happens to be some guy at, like, 4-1 or something that just got unlucky. That's possible, I guess. I mean, you shouldn't get to 4-1 with that either, but, you know, it can happen. Okay, play a 1-1. Come on, play a 1-1. Damn it. If he plays a 1-1, we can do this. Let's play a 6-mana 6-5 that doesn't do anything, no. We don't really have any play right now, so we probably want to equip the Doomhammer. We want to equip the Doomhammer, but the problem is that it means we can't actually play this next turn, but we have to do it at some point, right? The only alternative really is to play the Faceless Rager, but it's really bad if we don't get a Taunt Totem, which is a 1 in 3. Problem is like, otherwise it just dies on board. So. Yeah, let's go for this. Alright, sometimes good at the game. I guess like if you don't get the Taunt Totem, you might actually Frost Shock his face. You probably would actually. I didn't think about that, but like, yeah, you probably would actually Frost Shock his face. It would just be worth it. Maybe we should have still Frost Shocked his face, actually. Honestly, you probably should have actually just Frost Shocked his face that turn. I think we screwed up. I think we should have Frost Shocked his face. Yeah. I mean, we should be okay, but... You see some people coin hero power, and hero power is Warlock and Warrior. I wish I saw that. I haven't seen that in a long ass time. I don't like hexing something that doesn't have taunt, honestly, but because it directly threatens our big guy here, or 3/5, I don't want to leave it up. Otherwise, I would just play this. can see that as Warlock, but Warrior doesn't make any sense. If you played a lot of Warlock, you would understand that it makes. I think it actually makes more sense as Warrior than it does as Warlock. Because if you coin life tap into life tap as Warlock, that's basically like that's the equivalent of hitting the concede button. Unless you have Defile. If it's a meta with Defile, maybe it's fair. Actually, maybe it's not even that Papega at all. But I think it's actually worse. I think it's actually legitimately worse than doing it with Warrior. You've all seen coin Twisted Knowledge into tap. That feels like less Papega. That actually sounds like something I would actually possibly do. You might do. That feels like something where it's like you hope that you get something off the Twisted Knowledge to play on turn 2, but then you realize there's nothing actually to get on turn. There's no good 2-drops to get off Twisted Knowledge, and then you realize you're a Papega for doing it, but then you realize, oh, well, I'm just gonna have to do that, you know. I don't know. It feels like something I would actually do. It's like all our good plays right now involve overloading, and I don't want to overload because if I have the storm in our hand, right? So I don't know what we do. Alright. K-Rock, give us something to do. Alright, giving us something to do. Go, K-Borat! This is decent, I guess, actually. I want to do this still. Almost overloaded. I think we're okay with that. Guess it's alright. We'll survive not overloading. We'll survive not playing Eye of the Storm next turn.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Is there even anything that good? What does he get? He gets Flame Strike, Blizzard, or Mass Dispel, right? I don't think there's anything better. Blizzard? Nova? Is that better than Blizzard? It's not better than Blizzard, is it?
By moon and spear!
Boom! See, it probably would have been more style points if we pre-traded first, so that this thing could kill all 3 guys, but, you know. Sometimes we make mistakes. You would think Dispel is best, but Poison isn't really understood. Is that I know like they have issues with the algorithm for Zephyrs. I know like they made some fixes in the last patch I saw. They were fixes to Zephyr's algorithm. I don't know exactly what causes the problems. Yeah, maybe that's one of them. Spell damage is lethal here. Why don't we have a triple? Excuse me. We have like 4 of these. I thought 3 of these are supposed to turn into a triple, right? We have 4 of them. Excuse me, sir. We have 4 Murloc Scouts. Hello? Game? 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 Alright, we'll go for lethal, I guess. Lethal, nice. interesting result of that game. Alright. We'll try to get another person that it takes like 7 minutes for us to find to actually queue into. Is this the secret? If you want to get top leaderboard, you just have to queue at like 5 a.m. on every server. And then you just play people that are like 7-2 at 12 and at 11 wins. That might just be the solution actually. Maybe that's the secret. I've legitimately thought about that. Like I didn't really think about it too much because, you know, by the time I really started to think about it seriously, they gave up on leaderboards, right? But I was starting to think about that, like legitimately, like I think it legitimately is better to queue on certain servers at certain times. But, you know. Then they decided to stop doing anything for Arena. So, you know, it is what it is. What was going on? So Redbeard's not streaming tonight, huh? Or maybe he might go on later. Bum, 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 bum. Here comes the infinite queue. He starts on 1 a.m. Is it? Yeah, so he just hasn't started yet. I see. I see like Team America has the thing on his thing that's like filling in the void because I guess it's because like Reds isn't streaming. So gotta go for those opportunities, right? Which makes sense. I don't see like I don't see when Redbeard streams. Like Redbeard literally streams like exactly when I sleep, so I don't go into the stream very much. I would more than I do, but like I literally can't because it's literally when I'm sleeping like every day. And if I wake up early, it's to stream, so I can't like see him even when I do wake up early enough to watch him stream. Like I can't ever. Then he switched to BG. Did Redbeard switch to BG too? If Redbeard switched to BG, then holy crap. He's like, I mean, he was like the one person, he had like a pretty bad week, right? Like he had like a really bad week of just not ever. I heard he didn't go, I heard he didn't go 7 wins for like an entire week or something. And did he actually just switched to BGs because of that? That would be. Or we're saying Team America, because Team America also switched to BGs. I feel like it's like almost every arena player switched to BGs now. Team America switched to BG? Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, because like, Redbeard seems like the person that would never switch to BG. I think he seems dedicated to arena. But yeah, like Team America will switch, yeah. There's like a very select group of arena people that will not switch to BGs. I will I mean, honestly, myself, like I'll probably do a mix of. I'll probably start to mix in BGs more. I don't want to like switch to being like full-time BGs though. I really don't. But I'll probably start to do it more than I do right now. We're a 5-minute queue. Oh dear. Chemical Blizzard giving us a 5-minute queue. This might be the last game of our stream. Baby Rage. Baby Rage. It's kind of funny, like, I mean, since I have nothing better to talk about, it's kind of funny, like, I think it's a little bit better in this patch since they made the hotfix patch kind of. You know, they kind of. I mean, if we're being honest, they kind of ruined the game with the last patch, but they're kind of fixing most of the problems they created with the patch that they just did like this week, you know. And it was really funny because before the patch they just did, people were saying like you should play. People were telling me like, yo, you should play Battlegrounds. But then they're also like, in the next breath, literally the next breath, they would be like, holy fuck, this game sucks. Game is terrible. You know, it's all a coin flip RNG, and I'm like, you think I should play this game? Okay. And I do think, I mean, Battlegrounds is interesting. I feel like, I mean, I have my own criticisms of the game mode. I think it's good in a lot of ways, but personally, I actually don't. I don't like it as a streaming game personally. Like Arena, the one thing that's like you can make a lot of criticisms of Arena, but I think Arena is an amazingly good streaming game. Well, I don't think Battlegrounds is a good streaming game. It's good because it's hot, but like, you know, I don't think it's a very good streaming game because like there's too many things to think about essentially, and you don't want to like be talking about everything essentially that you're thinking about because you literally can't because there's too many things to think about. Because they have too harsh of a time restraint in that game. And that's the main reason, honestly. But, you know, I really don't think it is a good streaming game. But, you know, it obviously works because it's the hot thing, but I don't think it would work if it wasn't the hot thing. You haven't played BG much since December before the patch that add Watcher and King Murloc. Yeah, I played a lot before then, and I played a bit after they added the demon stuff, yeah. I stopped playing in January. You said you stopped playing in December. It was like a month later I stopped playing. And then I started playing again like pretty recently, like a couple weeks ago. For the most part. Got too many tech issues, like tech crashes and lag. No. It's probably okay now. I don't know, there's like weird issues with... I thought we had a Vile Fiend in this deck, what the hell? So we have this, I guess we don't need the Initiate. We'll toss it. Maybe we should have kept the Initiate. Because now we're gonna miss turn 3 completely. Maybe we should have actually kept the Initiate.
A festival for the elements.
Guess we lose, boys. Our point well played us before coining a Felmaw. So I guess we lose. That's an amazing draw, actually.
Spin like the suns, strike like the wind.
Completely useless. Excellent. Okay. Not the worst Vivid Spores in history of humanity. Not the best either, though. Probably better just play this.
Your ray sustains
Oh, big strike.
One of the vivid sports, if you thought it was never getting better, you could do this now. The problem is if you do it on the I'm pretty sure if you do it on the Vile Fiend, you still have to pay for the dormant again, so it's kind of crap. If you didn't have to do it, it would probably be pretty good there, but because you have to pay for that, you don't want to do it. Could actually ignore the 3/3 there. The problem is like because of that possibility, because I kind of wanted to do it because if you trade into the 3/3, you make the Vile Fiend attacks you make the Felmaw attack so much worse in that possibility, right? So actually rewarded. I probably would have. I know what my hand is. With my hand, I would have attacked there, but maybe not. I don't know. We have the option to do this. It's not that good because this comes back as a 3/3, so we probably don't do it. We probably want to get this guy out. Yeah, before we do that. Hey, Sonic, how you doing?
Would you help a weary traveler? I awaken.
Oh! Oh! Hey, let me turn off my webcam. I need to clean up really fast. Oh god. Oh. Oh. It's so good. You haven't played Hearthstone in ages. What's Arena like at the moment? Arena is full of swings like this, where you're gonna witness right now. It's full of things like this happening. It actually isn't even that good, if we're being honest, but it's still pretty good. Arena is just, Arena, I think Arena is honestly not the worst state, but it's just very, it's pretty inconsistent and high rolling in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's less consistent, but if you embrace, or at least accept the inconsistency, it's not in the worst state. But, you know, it is very inconsistent in a lot of ways. You have a lot of bad runs and stuff. It just happens to everyone.
So where does the magic come from?
I almost want to kill this just to play around like a possible like wacky evolve, but you still probably kill that. When was the last time you played? When was the last time you played Arena? Was it like before? Was it before Descent of Dragons, or was it like before this year, or? Because if you played like this year, you probably know how it is. It hasn't changed much since like the beginning of this year, so if you played it more recently, you probably already know how it is. Because they just haven't done any changes really. So.
I move quickly.
Your 2-drop eating one of the best 3-drops in the game, and also surviving to live the tail is pretty good. You can play a couple runs since they got rid of buckets. Yeah. When they get rid of buckets, that was like September, October last year. Yeah. Can't blame you, but yeah. I think like, you know, like I was obviously like I'm one of the people that was like extremely upset with them removing buckets. I think the things that have changed about the game have made it more interesting in spite of the fact that they removed buckets, but at the same time it would also be, in my opinion, better if they had buckets. You know, people are always going to disagree about that. I'm gonna trade to play around a Hunter's Mark. What change? When we're talking about the changes, it's not really arena changes. I'm just if you're talking about the change I mentioned, like it's just the change that from, you know, not really anything they did for arena, but just the fact that the game has changed as a result of them printing new sets, which is essentially what's happening now. Because now that we seem to be stuck in this, I don't know. Do you have any opinion on this, Uwe Kai? Or like, do you have any opinion on like? Because like my opinion is that it seems like they've just decided. I think rotations are over. Do you have any other opinion on that, or like, do you think these rotations are completely dead at this point and they're just gonna be standard forever? Because it seems like the likely thing that rotations are just completely dead. Do you have any reason to believe anything else, or you think rotations are just completely dead forever? Well, not just like forever, but you know. No clue. Yeah. It just seems like it's completely dead, and unless I have reason to believe otherwise, like it just seems like they're just dead. Unless the thing is like Blizzard's investing in it. They said they were releasing a new game mode in the next like couple months, right? In addition to Arena, which they're, I mean, not Arena, in addition to Battlegrounds, which they're investing all their current time into. And then, you know, Arena's gonna be like third or fourth fiddle to construct. It's gonna be like Battlegrounds, then the new game mode, then Constructed, then then Arena, right? So I don't think they're getting any attention anytime soon.
We will hold the Black Temple. We'll get even.
Should kill the beast first. Probably do want to kill the beast, just in case. Easy clap. You know what the new game mode will be? You got another constructed subset with rotations. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of discussion about it. Oh, not a lot, but I don't know either. Anyway. Hello, YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Haha! Because we'll put this on YouTube. Excellent.